Thank you very much, Mr. Ivan Erwin. It has indeed been very inspiring, and of course, a big thank you to Mr. Ivan Erwin and his team for bringing meaningful events like this so that Rosythians can continue to connect and network in very meaningful ways. Now, we are coming to the final highlight for today, where I will be joined by two ex-Rosythians on stage, right? They are Dr. Kelly Tan and Ms. Kwek Su Ting. They will be on stage as we discuss resilience through sustainability and sports. Now, that's not Kelly Tan, that's not Kwek Su Ting as well. Right, so ladies and gentlemen, may I invite you all to have a big round of applause as we invite Ms. Kwek Su Ting and Dr. Kelly Tan on stage, please. Alright, we will give you your mics as well. Right. Okay, glad to share the stage with Dr. Kelly Tan and Ms. Kwek Su Ting. Perhaps before we dive into it, a quick introduction to our two panelists here today. On my immediate right, Dr. Kelly Tan, she is an entrepreneur in the new sustainable packaging, right? As graduate from the NUS and holds a MBA and doctorate of business administration from Luxembourg and Switzerland. And she's the Chief Executive Officer and founder of iGreen Hero, and has helped eliminated 20 million single-use plastics containers in circulation. She also sponsored today's plates and cutlery for the cake, so thank you so much for your contributions. Please, a big round of applause for Dr. Kelly Tan, please. Now, and over to her right, that's Ms. Kwek Su Ting. You might have spotted her in one of the photos earlier in the montage. She's a former national athlete and the captain of the Singapore national volleyball team for over a decade, competing in international and regional tournaments, including medaling at the SEA Games. And she's currently nurturing our next generation of athletes, teaching fundamental movements, and of course, volleyball at various schools and Active SG. And she also works alongside Senior Counsel Kwa Boon Teng and Hall of Famer Jocelyn Yeo as members of the Safe Sport Disciplinary Panel that aims to foster a positive sporting environment. Ladies and gentlemen, please a round of applause for Ms. Kwek Su Ting. Okay, so what of course I've just briefly described barely scratches the surface. So perhaps maybe could I find out more and let the audience know, what is keeping you all busy these days? Right, Dr. Kelly Tan, we'll start with you. What's keeping you busy these days?
Hi everyone. Good afternoon to our principal, Mr. Suraj, our vice principal, Valentine and Ms. Kwan, and also parents, alumni, and students. Welcome to today's celebration. I'm Dr. Kelly Tan, the founder and CEO of iGreen. I spearheaded my sustainable packaging company 5 years ago to prove that ethical businesses can be profitable. So I'm also a proud Rosyth alumni. My full-time job is a businesswoman, so I run my own business.
It's not easy running a business, that is indeed not easy. Su Ting, how about yourself?
Hi everyone. So now I'm actually more into coaching, not just volleyball, which is the main sport that I do, but also actually venturing into fundamental movement skills, because I do believe that even if your kids start young, they need to have the basic fundamental movement skills, and it's transferable to whatever sports that they use to do in future when they become an athlete and stuff like that. Yeah.
So, obviously we spotted you in one of the photos. What were some of your fondest memories of Rosyth? Maybe being, while we are processing, maybe I started with myself, me being also an ex-Rosithian. I like the bookstore so much. That was a place where you could spend your pocket money, you could buy containers with magnifying glass for spiders. That was always the goal item for me. And there were of course many other things, country erasers and that sort of things that sometimes I don't let my mom know. But that was the place for me where I like to spend my money. So maybe over to you, fondest memories?
I think the fondest memory is the Perry Field, because there are a lot of events that happen there, and also the hopscotch place at the car porch. Because when I was schooling, actually I was not alone. I had my siblings and my cousins. So it's like a family event. When one person comes to school, everybody comes to school together. So we will go and play hopscotch with my friends before school. Even though maybe in the primary 5, with like afternoon session, I'll go in the morning just to play hopscotch. And then from there, have my lessons and go back home. So I guess that was the fondest memories, like playing more like different kinds of sports when I was in primary school. Yeah.
And for sure, maybe the Perry Field was a place where you won many medals. Was that why there are many fun memories for you?
Yes, because I was part of the track and field team as well. So the sprints event, they had it at the Perry Field and also at Serangoon Stadium. So that also had a lot of memories when the carnivals and stuff like that. Yeah.
Right. We'll get more into that later. But Kelly, how about yourself? Fondest memories you have?
I mean, you two actually said what I wanted to say. The country erasers as well as the hopscotch. I guess we share many similar memories. But for me, I happen to have the privilege of going to 2 of the campuses. So I was on the Perry campus for 4 years, and later on we came to the new campus. I was a prefect. I remember taking the lead also to help my teachers carry the books. And I love the canteen food right in this canteen. The fishball with sambal, I still eat it today.
Fishball with sambal? I didn't have that, but was it in the new campus or was it in the...
Yeah, right here.
Right here, right? Okay, because I was firmly in the Perry campus. So I never had that. Okay, so lucky you managed to get this legendary noodle soup with sambal. Okay, you should try it one day. Now, when you were in Rosyth, right? Were your CCAs actually related to what you do right now, right? Of course, shooting, being a trailblazer in volleyball, Kelly yourself, being sustainability. Were there things, or rather were your CCAs or whatever you did in Rosyth actually related to what you do right now? Perhaps, Kelly?
So I was in Chinese orchestra, library, but I think the most important one that enabled me to run my business today is being a prefect. So I was a prefect for 2 years in primary 5, primary 6. I learned how to set a good example as a prefect. We have to be very disciplined. We have to be guarding the walkways. And as a prefect, I learned how to enforce rules and also create systems. Creating systems is very important for our business to carry on its daily operations even without my presence. Also, I think being a prefect helps me to develop early people management. So I learned how to maybe learn some emotional intelligence since primary school. We also have to be responsible and also accountable, and that is very important because now we deal with finance as well as accounting. These are numbers, and we have to be responsible in every action that we take. I think about business, the most important is about seeing gaps in the market and also solving the problems. As a prefect, we have to do crisis and time management all the time. So solving problems was inculcated in me since young. So of course, I encourage all parents to encourage their children to take up leadership roles in school. So yes.
I actually don't remember how does one become a prefect. Well, obviously because I've never been a prefect before. One actually become a prefect. Genuine question. Because I don't remember going through like, parents, I think you're suitable. I was never in there, right? Perhaps if you can remember, or maybe from your daughter's experience.
So I was very introverted and I was very quiet as a student, obedient. I followed the rules and slowly I was maybe those subject assistants, and I think teacher wanted someone really quiet. Yeah, but also I think we can also volunteer, as prefects.
Right. But so surprising, so let's still stay on this topic of business, right? Because in my understanding, sometimes with business you need to push the boundaries a bit, right? This obviously is a bit different from what prefects have to be. Prefects maintain the boundary, right? But as an entrepreneur, you would have to constantly push the boundary. Do you remember maybe there was a time, like maybe as a prefect, where it really pushed you, or was there any particular time in which you had to, as you mentioned, people manage, people management. So I think that's super important. So either when it comes to people management or pushing boundaries, do you remember the time when you did that as a prefect?
Pushing the boundaries, I think we wouldn't say that. We would say innovation. Maybe looking at what the market has, we want to innovate beyond what the current market actually offers. Yeah, so pushing the boundaries, I wouldn't say it because I think creativity is very important and it's also taught in schools, encouraged in schools. Discipline is still very important. So I think following the rules, following the government's regulations, we can still work within the boundaries and at the same time, do it in a way where we provide and create research and develop new products for the market, and that is what we sell.
Thank you. Shih Teng, how about yourself? I don't remember Rosyth having a volleyball CCA, no?
Yeah, they don't.
They
so
don't.
I think for me, actually I have quite a few CCAs. So I started off with probably track and field, and then I also joined the netball team. Clearly two very different kind of sports because in my opinion, I think that helped me shape my sporting career. I wouldn't even say that's particularly just volleyball because track and field is more individual where you are going to just compete alone, and it's a lot of mentality on how you're going to set yourself up so that you can be ready for the competition. Whereas in netball, it's a bit different because it's not a one-person game. So learning how to work with different people is also important, especially like the teamwork and stuff. Of course, through sports, there are various character building opportunities where I learned actually a lot of, I would say, very invaluable experience, like the memories and not just about the winning, but actually how the groundwork needs to be done in order for us to achieve whatever we want to be. So other than sports, of course, there are those very chillax kind for me. It's like I go to the library not because I can read the books in general, because in the past, in the old campus, library has aircon, so I will go and get a library just to see the library to have some fresher, cooler place to cool myself down. So that was one of the CCAs I had, and maybe over the weekends, maybe art club, just because my cousins went, so we just go and draw. So a little bit of creativity there, trying to build the different side of the brain for me. Yeah, so I think that itself in primary school where I did multi-sports did help me when I started my playing volleyball, because the skills that I learned in the different sports actually can be transferable to volleyball itself.
Any chance that you remember that there was a particular time where you felt it was really important in your character building? Because we always say, sports build character. But was there a particular time, a particular tournament, a particular point where you experienced this as a student athlete?
I think it's more in terms of the discipline that you have, building things that you don't like to do but you still need to show up. I think that itself is something that is built in my early days. And also to build that groundwork, I think the coaches here, the teachers here actually emphasize a lot on building that groundwork, because that is the building block for you to do well in whatever sports that you do. Yeah, so I think for that, it is something.
Right, so of course, beyond your career in sports, beyond your career as an entrepreneur in sustainability, CEO of a sustainability company, how else do you think Rosyth has shaped you to be what you are today? Okay, we can always go and talk about outside of your sporting and entrepreneurial career. So for example, in my example, I joined speech and drama for maybe a good 4 years, I think. Right, that has really shaped me to really enjoy the stage, enjoy talking to people, enjoy expressing myself through various ways such as this. Right. Were there any other particular instances where you think how Rosyth actually shaped you to be? Maybe we start with Kelly?
So I think this links us up to the school's motto, ready to serve. We learned it since primary 1 and it has stayed with me throughout. I built my business on serving people. I now serve my customers. I serve my vendors sometimes. We have to be nice to them. And I serve the community I serve the market, I serve my family. This motto is actually so essential as part of my life. It is not just words. This is a powerful mindset. So also, I think along my journey, I also see how Rosyth eye care values have guided me along the way. Integrity, compassion, adaptability, respect, and excellence. These eye care values are also integrated in every action that I do in my business on a daily basis. So I learned a lot from Rosyth, and I am who I am because I studied in Rosyth.
How about yourself, Sutin?
Actually, it's quite similar, like ready to serve, like serving whoever that you touch, whether or not they touch your life or you touch their life. Can be students, can be your colleagues, can be fellow coaches, can be people that you generally work with. I think that's very important because before you learn to take, you learn to give. And I think when you have that ability to give, you feel better in the sense that you feel that you can do things that are not really like you set yourself up for. It's more than what you do. You might think that's a very small thing that you give, but actually it means a lot to other people. So I think that we need to serve hard, and also I think in terms of like sporting career or anything, I think it's the mindset and also the willingness to compete. Like I really love to compete because since young I've been competing regardless of whether it's team or individually. So can be the spirit of competing. I think is very important because it's not just about the win, it's about competing so that you get better to have that breakthrough in whatever that you do. Yeah, so that spirit is important. Yeah.
So I think being competitive is also instilled in me. I'm very competitive as well, and I think we could be from Rosyth, to be honest. I'm very competitive. I aim to be number one, and I will be number one, and that's why I work so hard every day.
Right. Now, and of course, agreed, right? I guess it is a competitive environment, right? But there was also one thing that Sutin mentioned earlier, competing not just for the sake of competing, but competing to be a better version of ourselves. Yes, so that's something that has also shaped how you are as an athlete. Do you feel the same way as well, Kelly? Competing not just for the sake of competing, but also competing so that we can be better versions of ourselves.
Yeah, as in that is a thought that I always had in my mind. We are not competing against other people. We are always competing to be a better self than we were yesterday. So as long as we are better than who we were yesterday, we are already growing.
Now, I'm also going to do one more question, and then after that, I'll take a look at. Okay, so I think we just only got time for one more question and one round-up question, right? Importantly, when you chose to go down your respective paths, right? How did your parents react? Okay, because, and I'm asking this with the knowledge, number one, parents want us to study, right? And then you decide, I also want to do as hard in academics as I want to do in sports. And in Kelly's case, your family was running a business in traditional plastics, right? So when you chose to go down this route, okay, we're going to do sustainability packaging. How did your parents react? Maybe we start with Sufi.
I think for me, I'm quite thankful because my parents are generally quite supportive of what I do. Like they don't really question as long as I enjoy doing what I do. I think that's important to them, and as long as I am sustainable, I can sustain myself or the things that I want, I don't need to reach out to them for money. I think that is the greatest gift, and I'm really very thankful because since young, regardless of what sport or any decisions that I make, they will respect my decision because of maybe the trust that they have in me.
And it's not just the trust that they blindly gave you, right? Because in our earlier conversations, you mentioned about how you need to earn that trust because you gave something. Sorry, could we delve a little more on that?
Okay, so for me, I always, not just for myself, but I also tell my athletes that it's not that your parents don't allow you to do certain things. It's just that you did not fulfill your role or do what you need to do for them to trust and believe that you've done your part. In example, your studies. So it's actually, to me, for students, it's also their responsibility to also take care of academics. As much as you like playing the sports, you have to work both because you are a student athlete. Before you're an athlete, you are a student. So in my opinion, you need to also earn your parents' trust in order for them to allow you to do whatever you like. That's what I learned from my parents because I probably did something right so that they allowed me to do whatever I wanted.
Yeah. Right. And Kelly, yourself?
So I think my dad is a very proud dad, very supportive. He's sitting there in pink. So whatever I say, I think I can't say anything wrong. Okay, but anyway, my dad has been very supportive into my foray into business because he himself, he came from a traditional plastic manufacturing, and for me, I chose to leave his company and start my own sustainable packaging company. So I left his company and not decide to go back anymore. Okay, because for my mom, in fact, my mom stopped me from being an entrepreneur. She told me that as a woman, you marry someone rich, you take care of your family full time. You don't go to do business. Okay, business is for men, and indeed, it is a male-dominated industry. But still, I'm the one seated among all the men right now. It is, my mom, she stopped me, but if you want it, I wanted to find a purpose in my work. In order to enjoy my work every day, I not just want to earn a salary from it, I also want to enjoy it. I find my purpose and every day don't feel like work. So I want to say that we believe in ourselves. We don't want to listen too much about the criticisms or advice of other people who are not where we want to be. We believe in ourselves and we forge forward, and we never know potentially who we can become.
Right, okay, so just as a parting shot, I think this is our final question and we're going to do it quick. Now, if you can meet your 10-year-old self, right, imagine there is a little Kelly, there's a little Su Ting, now you can tell them something. What advice will you give them?
For me, I would say just keep going, just do what you want to do because ultimately whatever decisions that you make today will lead to whoever you will become. So just keep trying but don't give up. I just do it and do it well, do it with an intention and not just because it's too tough and you give up. So to persevere through whatever obstacles or challenges that you probably may have met in that period of time. And I'm actually very thankful for my then self because if I didn't try all the funny things, I probably wouldn't be where I am today. So, yeah.
Right, so not just perseverance, but do it and do it well. Okay. And Kelly?
I would say maybe be more outspoken, get to know more people, network more, and also take risks. We never know what future lies ahead, and I don't want to change a thing. Never change a thing. Every day in an entrepreneur's life is ups and downs. Every single day is very challenging, and we need to have that kind of persistence as well as grit to overcome any uncertain obstacles there are. We will never expect what is the next obstacle, but having a kind of persistence and strength, we slowly develop and we can overcome even greater challenges to succeed.
Thank you, thank you. Now, this has been a wonderful conversation with the both of you. I wish we had more time, but all good things come to an end. So, ladies and gentlemen, please a big round of applause for our two panelists. Thank you so much, and I believe we have some appreciation. Best to present to our panelists. So once again, I'd like to invite Mr. Ivan on stage one more time for a shift at work. You may go ahead and present the limited edition. Please support limited edition bears. This goes to Dr. Kalika. Thank you so much. Right, and also one to Su Ting. Oh, and it also looks like my name is here. Hey, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Ivan, and also thank you to our panelists. So now we will also have the winner. Do we have the winner of the carnival game? Shall I announce, do I have the name of the winner of the carnival game?